Hey, what's going on, people? My name's TonyAS, and I'm here with Blackgirlflow. Been making music for quite a while. I like to describe my stuff as easy listening hip hop. And generally, I write about what I witness and what I experience. So hopefully, when people listen to it, they can identify with it. Hopefully, but yeah, just easy listening hip hop. I like to have fun with the music, and generally, I'm all about the lyrics. So hopefully, in every song, you can kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about. Like I say, relate to what I'm about.
Seen on the packet, that's the same and in bracket. And I'm back in winner takes all.
Hip hop primarily. But then knock-off things recently, I mean, I listen to, my music collection includes like, you know, Sade, Dido, Nora Jones, to like Kasabian, things like that. So a little bit of everything, but primarily I think music, not so much instrumentalist music, but music where, you know, people are telling stories or things like that. Whatever genre it is, as long as you're telling a story and I can listen to it and kind of get what you're talking about, I suppose it kind of influences me and inspires me in some shape or form. I'm a big Tupac fan. But before that, I think the first rap album I ever bought was Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style. So I love that kind of stuff.
All I wanna know is she playing, is she keen? Told her I was the African king, now you mean, baby. Time I switch it up.
Basically, sex, drugs, poetry is my brand. Yeah, it came about basically. I did an album a couple of years ago, and it was called Sex, Drugs, Poetry. Basically, I started off writing poems, and that album was about relationships, hence the sex part, and people's mind states, habits, hence the drugs. So after that, I kind of liked the name, really, the way it sounded, and that kind of encapsulated my style generally. Like all the songs I made were kind of about sex and drugs, like relationships and things going on in people's mind states. So decided to take it further, made a website about it, and following on from that, we've got some merchandise, which are the t-shirts, which are floating around. I wear it, you know, in a week, probably 3-4 times, because I'm generally out doing music stuff anyway. And then slowly they're getting out there. A few people have been purchasing them as well. So hopefully, when the sun's out, you'll see the people with their sex drug t-shirts. That'll be great. Yeah, I mean, people look at it and think, oh, what does it mean? Does it mean like, you know, you have sex and take drugs and write poems about it? Yeah. And I was like, that actually sounds good, but no, it's not just that. Because, okay, I do talk about sex in its general form and drugs in its general form, but as an artist, which I like to think I am, I like to go a bit deeper. And like I say, sex, the opposite sex, women, relationships, blah, blah, blah. And drugs, not just taking drugs, you know, smoking cigarettes, drinking beers, whatever other drugs people might do. But also drugs as in thinking of things as a drug, like a person as a drug. Do you know what I mean? People's mind states, that kind of thing. So that's where the drug, and poetry kind of just encapsulates everything. I think rap is poetry to an extent, but I think as time's gone on, you know, poetry seems a lot more, you know, geeky, I think, or something, I don't know. But ultimately, every rapper is a poet, I think. And I think most rappers, when they think about it, would admit to that themselves. And for me personally, I started off writing poems. You know what I mean? My first thing I wrote was a poem. And one day I kind of read it fast to a song. I was like, oh, I'm rapping, hey. Saint was what I called myself probably the best part of the last 10 years. And it was my first ever, you know, rap name kind of thing, if you think. It came about basically from my personal life. Like, people used to refer to me as a saint. Like, oh, he's a good guy. Oh, thank you. I have my dark side as well. Yeah. So did I just kill it? Did I just blow that out? So basically, that's how the saint. So I used to go by that for a long time. But in the last year, I kind of had this whole rebrand thing that I went through. Like, you know, I left my daytime job and all that kind of stuff, and I thought to myself, right, how am I going to do this for real, like, kind of thing. And I kind of felt that Saint had gone as far as it could go artistically, because Saint was a straight talking rapper kind of thing. And now I like singing, I like melodies, I like vibes. So people that know me as Saint, I'll start singing on the song and they're like, why are you singing? Like, I'm not really feeling that. So I was like, okay, well, TonyAS, because Tony actually could be my real name, and As is literally just my second and third initial. So, and also it kind of plays out that I've come as Tony. Like, this is what I do. I rap, I sing. I mean, you might hear a track where I'm just humming, whatever, but that's who I am. I'm just in my zone, I'm in my vibe. And now it's all about TonyAS.
Perfect the flow, nah, me. Still trying to take over. Janjaweed, same. Hanging with this Caribbean beans.
The EP now is called Introducing TonyAS. The album would probably be like Introducing TonyAS, the album. I'm very creative, as you can see. And hopefully beginning of 2012. The album will be almost like a full-on introduction of who I am, basically. I've recorded 1 or 2 songs from there already, and it will be kind of eclectic, but still primarily kind of hip-hop, because I suppose that's what I do. But one of the songs I recorded that will be on it, a song called Find a Way, will actually be mostly singing. So that'll be funny. That'll be interesting. Funny also. But that's going to be on there, and it's going to be an eclectic mix because, like, in my original stuff when I was actually Saint, I used to tell a lot of stories and things like that. So there are bits of that I want to bring back, whereby the whole, you know, I'd have songs before where from beginning to end there's no chorus, I'm just telling you a story. So I'll have maybe 1 or 2 of those kind of things. And basically the idea is by the end of the album, hopefully firstly you can play it from beginning to the end, because I like to put it in like a story kind of form. And hopefully by the end of the album you will know more about who I am, appreciate who I am, and hopefully be checking for the next one.
Need the P like it's H2O. Hustle every day. That's the only way we know. Pray we live long enough to see the baby.
Well, she didn't get it. You know what I mean? I started explaining it to her. She's like, yeah, right. Sex and relationships. But no, she kind of got it. I mean, she kind of, like with the album I did previously, like the cover of the album, I don't have one on me, but the cover was literally just like that. So I think she kind of might have seen it somewhere along the way. But again, I think I kind of just explained to her the whole idea behind it. And she's good, she's very supportive, and praying for me every day and all that stuff. I've always wanted to write. Like, I suppose that goes back to the poetry, because I used to write stories as well, back in school when I was bored and stuff. And I always wanted to write articles, but I didn't know how to really go about it. So when the whole sexdrugspoetry.com thing came about, it's like I started doing this why is it column. It's like I've had these little questions, random things that go into my head, like why is it this, why is it that, blah. So what I started doing is I started writing like 100, 200 word articles based on, like the first one I ever wrote was why is it men cheat, why is it British people love alcohol, why is it, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I'd write like 100, 200 words about it, and then I'd interview people, like random people, and ask them the same question, and then just get their answers and put it all together in a video and chuck it on the website. So I do that.
I need me some beats, man, my peeps need more.
New direction or same old same.
The hardest thing is almost a mental challenge of, like I say, like, right, you've left your job and you're doing this thing now, and it is a long road. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. Some mornings I wake up and I'm like, oh, this is long. Why am I doing this kind of thing? So I think it's, for me personally, it's getting over that of, yes, you know, you do have something worth hearing, you do have something to give to the world, blah, 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 and you are going to get there, just keep trotting along and keep doing your thing kind of thing. But some days you wake up and it's like, oh, do you know what I mean? You get doors slammed in your face and all them kind of things, and do you know what I mean? But that's probably the hardest thing. But at the end of the day, I remember that, you know, there are a lot of people in the world, billions, and I just need a few of them to like my stuff for me to carry on doing it, so it's all good.
Hanging with this Caribbean beans, I don't even know what she's saying, what she mean. What? All I wanna know is she playing, is she keen?
I mean, like, you know what, if you honestly believe in it, do it. You know what I mean? And remember that, I suppose, ultimately you have to believe in yourself before someone else believes in you.
But not touch, no, no. Roll another dice. I'm trying to live, baby, cause I won't live twice.
It's the 19th. I'm at the Scratch, Concrete in Shoreditch. That's that one, and I think that'll be me for a bit. I mean, other than that, I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you check the website, sexdrugspoetry.com, and it's usually got everything up there. YouTube, Twitter / sexdrugspoetry. I have a Facebook page which I need people to get onto. It's TonyAS Music. I think if you type that in the Facebook search, it should come up and you see my face, and that'll be me. Mini EP, you can download that from sexdrugspoetry.com. There's a big picture. Let me show you a picture of what it looks like. So when you see it, you know that that's that guy that was on that Blackgirlflow website. Him. Yeah? And it's free. And you can have that. I'll give it to you now, but it's a camera. So, yeah.
Show them dad had something to say. Blood of a runaway like contain. Love is love, don't forget to pay me.
But my last album I just bought. Are you ready for this? Shakadima and Pliers, the Tease Me album. Oh yes. Oh yes. So yeah, they influenced me as well. Shout out to Shakadima and Pliers. I don't know what this is going to do for my image though.
Don't worry about it. We'll edit it.